Alrighty. That works now. Let's see. Nope, see, it doesn't show me there. Well, thank you for the follow. We are making stuffed delicata squash. We have our lovely little delicata squash. These have a thin skin, so we don't have to peel this. You can do it a couple ways. You can make like a boat out of it, cut it down and scoop it all out and blah blah blah. I'm going to be making rings out of it, so probably about 1.5 inches, so I'm going to get like 4 out of here. Then I'm going to stuff it with, we have rice. I have some mini bella mushrooms, some baby spinach. And we'll put them all in the oven, 350, let them roast up till the exterior soft. And then I'm going to top them with a balsamic and pomegranate glaze. I know that almost sounded healthy, but it's okay, I promise. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm not, but I feel like I am. So, yeah. Alright. We have our knife. We have a spoon. We have a place to put the innards. Frozen lasagna. You know what? Frozen lasagna absolutely counts because you have to actually cook it. You're not microwaving it, right? And we're just going to take just the stem off. Want to keep as much of the flesh as we can. You could dig this out, but as you saw, even with a sharp knife, it's a little stiff. I'm in a nice little bit here. This one here is crooked, but we'll straighten it out real quick. There we go. That here. And now I'm going to just right down the middle. There we go. And this one as well. So we get 4 nice even rounds. Now this is going to be 2 people. Obviously you have more people. You could do these in the halves. Do, 1/2 per 2 people, or you could do more squash. If you do them the halves, you can definitely put more filling in. I'm not sure if adding cheese makes you a real chef. Maybe if you make garlic bread with it, then we could call you a real chef. And we're going to take our bag here. This is the end, that's the end. We're going to do these first. And we're just going to take our spoon right down in, right at the edge of all this stuff. Work our way around. So we can get all this cut free here. Then we'll go to this side and do the same thing. Be less resistance going this way because you've already cut most of it out. Alright, this is out. Make sure you get everything out of there. Let's kind of drag our spoon around. And now you got this nice little cup. Wire rack on my pan here. That's not necessary either, but because I'm using sausage, I don't want all the grease just to build up on it. So when I put the sausage, I'm going to put it at the very bottom, and then I'm going to put my rice and vegetable mix on top of that. The sausage is raw. I don't want to cook it because this is going to be in there quite a while. It's about 30-35 minutes to cook the squash. Okay. I'm not sure when the next one is. We were trying to do a Reds game, but they couldn't accommodate the group. That was about a month ago. And with the baby and the move, I'm not sure when Emery's going to be available for another one. So, we'll just find out, won't we? Alright, there's number 2. Now, the ends are going to be a little more difficult because you're not going to be able to push it through. Oh god, I don't want this to sound the way it's going to sound. I'm from Toledo. I really dislike Ohio. With a passion. Like we could almost call it a deep-rooted hatred of Ohio. And as I'm from there, I feel like I earned that right. So, the ones that have the ends, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of roll this in here. And as we roll it, we're going to scoop it around so we can actually dig this out. Now this does have a little hole at the end, so the other one won't. That's why I'm kind of doing this. I mean, see here. I am just working my spoon around. Wow, it looks so far away on YouTube. Wow, come on. And then I'm just going to take the spoon here and push everything around. And then take that out. Like I said though, this does have a little hole. Maybe that was a little bit easier. I guess I'm going to make this hole bigger because this is all coated in membrane. So, there we go. And then just work the spoon around and take all this crap out. There we go. Number 3. Let me do this real quick here. Give you a better view. Slightly better view. Yeah, I think that's better. There we go. Alright, and then we have the last one. This one does not have a hole on the bottom. So we do have to work our spoon in and around. Because there's nothing there. And we're just going to kind of ball out our stuff. Almost. Now, like I said, this one doesn't have a hole. So, yeah, it's sealed. But because of the grease, I do want to take my knife carefully, because I'm using a chef's knife, and I'm going to make a little hole here. If you're going to do stupid shit like this, grab a smaller knife, or just use the spoon. I like to live dangerously. I mean, I've already chopped off one finger part way, so it's okay. Yeah, I was in Ohio, in Toledo, until I was 8 or 9. We moved to Northeast Indiana, which, I mean, at 8 or 9, I didn't notice, okay? It was just moving from one place to another. When I moved back at 16, it was definitely culture shock, because it was a white area. All white people. And then I went to a place where I was the minority. the majority of people were not white. I got no issue with that. I'm just saying. At 16, it was a bit of a culture shock. Alright, so we have our rice. I need to grab a parchment real quick because I didn't. There we go, little piece. All mangled to crap because the box is starting to fold on me. I just need that so I can use for the sausage. We're not doing that just yet anyway. Mushrooms. See? I'm forgetting all sorts of stuff. I forgot the mushrooms. Alright, that's not completely true. They were draining. I just forgot to bring them over before I started. So, with specify to this, as you see, the mushrooms are kind of wet. I did wash them. Yes, there's still spots. You know why? Because mushrooms have fucking spots. Now, alright, so I'm going to do this. The oven's already on at 350. I have 9 mushrooms. No, I got 8 mushrooms. And we're just going to should I be doing this the other way? Don't do this at home unless you're trained. You take off a damn finger. Yeah, okay. No idea. I live up by a lake. Mushrooms right into your rice. Now, if you're not trained, so you don't chop off your fingers, what you're going to do is here, make sure you tuck your fingers in. I'm holding this just with the tips of my fingers, and we're doing this motion. That's how you cut a mushroom, technically. You know, if you can't if you have no knife awareness. So we have our mushrooms. Now this is going to be way too much filling for my squash. I'm going to use this on pork chops. So don't worry, you make it and it looks like you have way too little or way too much. Come on. There we go. My bag of trash here. And then we go here. Now, if you don't want to use spinach, you could use kale. You could use greens of any variety that are hardy enough to hold up to baking. So kale, collards, beet greens. There's a whole list of greens that you could put into this. Spinach is just the one that I happen to prefer. And I'm guessing that spinach wasn't exactly fully grown yet. Look at that. That's definitely baby spinach. And I'm just going to ship it on this. So I kind of got it all rolled up. And we're going to do... And my ball is starting to come undone. And I know you see me doing it on camera. And it looks super fast and dangerous. You don't have to do it that quick. Do it slow. Take your time. It's fine. And then we have all this beautiful little green right there. All of it. Not all, some of it, just all of it. Right, and then we'll put it in there. All of it right there. So now we have rice, which is seasoned rice. I used Badia Complete All Natural Seasoning. You could use Nature's Complete. You could use anything you like that you think would work well with your fillings. You could not put any meat in it and use it as a vegetarian side because, hey, you know what? There's those people too. I don't think you're right in the head, but I know you're there. You could use your seasonings to match another protein like fish or chicken or whatever you like. This is what I have chosen. This is what I'm going to use or have used. I've already used it. Double check. And yes, I did just use my spoon that I mixed with, that I'm going to fill with, to taste. Because there's just two of us eating it. And all of my bodily excretions have probably touched my girlfriend at one time or another. So, there you go. This goes here. Now we have ground pork sausage, ground pork chorizo sausage, both from the butcher counter. I can get this produce out of the way here because I don't want the produce and the pork mixing. You know, cross-contamination and stuff like that. Alright. So we have our two meats here. I mean, look at the beautiful color on that chorizo. That stuff is awesome. Nice little kick. Take our one. We're going to take them both because this chorizo does have a serious bite. I'm going to kind of mix them. I'm going to set them in my squash on my parchment paper. Press it down. You see here that my sausage is coming out the bottom. But make a nice little base in there. You see we need a nice little spot to fill still. And then our sausage right there. Right? We set this over here. We're going to get them all filled. Then I'll wash my hands and we'll load them up. Because like I said, part of this is going in the fridge for another day. Well, probably 2 days from now. So I don't need any chorizo or ground pork in it. You know, I've actually had that request a few times. And I'll tell you, as I told them, I'm not sure you could afford me. I am very expensive. I'm very high maintenance. So, yeah. That's that problem right there. And you can put as much or as little of pork as you want in here. I'm doing the bigger ones with a little bit more filling. Because I'm not a vegetarian, so I like the meat. And I am kind of working my finger around and pushing the sausage up the side of the squash. So you get this nice little ridge here. So it kind of extends up beyond where the sausage base is. And it kind of hangs onto the squash. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm making a cup inside the cup, but I'm making the new cup out of pork. Yeah. It makes sense in my head. Oh, yeah, because you think you're very wealthy. It's not really just about money though. I'm not sure if you mentally could afford me. I am fucking nuts. You can't be sane and work in a kitchen. Okay, so now we have all that done. I'm gonna get rid of this, wash my hands real quick, and I'll be back in a second. Now I have my dripping wet hands. Wipe this mess off. Okay, so now we have our squash all filled with sausage. I'm gonna take my spinach. I'm gonna take 4 leaves, pretty good sized ones. It's baby spinach, so they're not really super big sized, but and I'm gonna set one under each cup on this rack. So if they stick, it's completely edible. But this way, we guarantee that the sausage won't fall out and the grease won't stay in. Well, I don't have thousands to give away, but I do help where I can. Like making food. I've given away millions of dollars worth of recipes. How about that? You know, if I knew how to write a cookbook. I do not, but hey, you know, there's that. Alright, so we have this. We have our filling, which we're now going to spoon in and up and over. Does that make sense? It kind of did when I said it to me. So we're going to put this in. We're not going to compact it way, way down, but we are going to press it down enough that it kind of sticks. The rice is sticky, but it's not like sushi rice sticky. Then we're just going to kind of make a little mound of it right on top. So when this cooks, this part here will brown and get kind of crispy. As it cooks down, it'll make a nice little cap. Anyway, I fill the next one. Now these don't have to look pretty. I mean, as in filling wise, because I mean, look at it. It already looks pretty. It's raw. And you're gonna put this on a plate, and then we're gonna throw some balsamic glaze over it. Kind of dress it up a little bit. Oh yeah. See, they won't even know that it's just some old rice and mushrooms and spinach you crammed inside a squash because you were fucking lazy and you didn't want to make anything else. I guess that's the point of today's meal, isn't it? Today is a middle of the week meal. Something that is, it's easy but still elegant. Currently we have 5 ingredients. Do you need mushrooms? No. Do you need spinach? No. You could just put meat and rice in this thing and, you know, call it a day. But, you know, 15, 20 minutes worth of prep. Get all this rice off my hands. Look, see, it's sticky. Oh, it's horrible. I gotta wash my hands. Okay, so those are filled. Get that out of the way. Now here's the optional stuff. Completely unnecessary. You could cook it just like this. I am going to add a little heavy cream, probably about a teaspoon, right down the middle of each one of these. Is it necessary? No. If you want to, you can. You could add half and half, light cream, heavy cream. All this is going to do is add an extra little bit at the bottom where everything comes together. It's a thing. Then I have some black truffle salt. I did season the rice. There's a lot of seasoning in the chorizo. This is just something for right on top. And then for color, I have a little smoked paprika. And I'm only doing this because it'll play really, really nice with the chorizo at the bottom. And look at that color. So now we got ourselves a nice little Mexican flag on top of our squash. Red, white, and green. And the smokiness from the chorizo just go great with that freaking, or from the paprika will go great with the chorizo. And these go in the oven. It's already on 350, 30 minutes, or until the largest squash is fork tender. And then we're going to get onto the glaze. Oven. Boom. Timer. We're going to set this for 30. There we go. All right. I said, it's all edible. I'm just hungry. Cream over here, knife over here. Let me throw this away and then we're going to switch cameras. All right. Over to the cook cam. The cook cam. All right. My pan set up on the induction burner. We have balsamic vinaigrette, or vinegar, not vinaigrette. Balsamic vinegar. And we have straight pomegranate juice. We want equal parts of balsamic vinegar, balsamic. Does anybody know the correct pronunciation here? Alright, so we want equal parts. I hate those. But, so we're going to do about a quarter cup of each, because you're making a glaze, you're not making a frickin' sauce. This is just to garnish the stuff and add that little bit of tartness to the richness, or the yeah. It's about a quarter cup there. A shot for me, yeah, because it's pomegranate juice. It's good for you. Yeah. All right. Turn our burner on. We're going to turn this at 300. And it's going to come up to a simmer, and as soon as it starts to get to a rolling boil, we will take the heat and turn it down, and we're going to let it simmer till it reduces to a nice syrupy glaze. Well, just before. Because if you let it keep going to a full-on glaze, by the time it cools, it'll be candy, not glaze. And it's already stinking up my house. So we got part of it heating up. We need the whole thing, like that right there. Okay? And then we're going to turn the heat down to a medium. Maybe that was one button too many. There we go. We still want it to bubble, but it's an induction cooktop on a little pan, so there we go. See? Up and down, up and down. We're good. Well, thank you. I wouldn't call it success. I'll say that I am moderately popular in some groups. And then tomorrow, I'm going to use the rest of my pork to make chorizo and eggs, probably. Sorry about the noise. I'm wrapping my chorizo and my sausage back up so I can put them in the fridge. If you've never had chorizo, it's a very... It's a robust flavor, is what we'll go with. If you're faint of heart for flavor, don't eat it. You will be shocked. So all the meat products and dairy products are put away. Our glaze is reduced by about a third right now. Woo, yeah. You do this, make sure you got ventilation. Oh, look at that. Now we are definitely right about where we need to be. Give about another 30 seconds. It really was that quick. I don't know if you can see how it's coating the pan. Yeah, you can see that there. Minus the glow from the light. That right there, that beautiful deep red color. Imagine how that's going to look when you put it up against that bright yellow squash with the white filling on a nice white plate. It's just going to pop right out at you. I got squash on my spoon, apparently. Let's grab a clean. We don't want any squash in our balsamic. Because you can put this in a squeeze bottle and put it on your in your fridge, and it'll last in your fridge, reduced at this point, for about 3 months. And we can go here, and you see, it's like a thin syrup or a warm maple syrup almost. And we're just going to drizzle that around on our plate. Oh yeah. It's going to be beautiful. Any questions while we hang out and chill? And because I see 4 of you on YouTube and 1 of you on Twitch. I don't know what this is. Oh, I have Oh. What is this? My frame rate is dropping. Oh. Something is running in the background on my computer and slowing down my frame rate. Oh, cool. I'm on TV. Hey! Oh, you can't see me there. Hold on. Let's go over here to this view. Yeah. I'm on TV. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I mean, there's censors and stuff on TV. I'm pretty vulgar. I know, we're just waiting on this stuff to cook. We got 20 minutes left, and we can plate. This isn't high dollar stuff here. I didn't make one early. Whew. That's got a kick. Now. Antioxidants are good for you. There's 85 inches of me. Shall I whip it out so you can see it on the TV? I'll go in the bedroom and get it. I'll sit it right here on the counter for you. It'll be like, plow. Wow, really? Hey, excuse me. I don't know. I'm going to have to go through the settings after this stream is done and double check what's running in the background while I'm doing this. Sorry about the glitchiness. So our glaze has cooled down. Now I was saying about just before it gets where you want it, is now you can see here that this is basically a syrup. It coats the back of the spoon. It'd be called, in French, that would be considered nappe. Nappe? Nappe, yeah. So you take your finger and draw it and it holds. And it's super intense. A little bit of caramel note to it because you cooked all the water out and it started to cook the sugars and the pomegranate juice. Well, that's just pomegranate juice and balsamic vinegar, ma'am. All you do is reduce it by half till it's like a syrup. And then we shoved this mix into the squash with some chorizo and some ground pork, which you can't have. They make beef chorizo. It's pretty good, but it's a little lean. Added a little cream. Topped it with some black truffle salt. Little smoked paprika. In the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. Or until the squash is soft, the largest one. Pull it out. We're going to plate it. We're going to top it with that balsamic glaze. And we're going to smash. Oh, yes. See if you got the beef chorizo and you put it in there. I might add a little butter because the beef chorizo is leaner than the pork. Um, just mix a little bit of softened butter right into the meat and push it down in there just like I did. Or a little more rendered beef fat, some tallow. We discussed how to make that already. For those of you that can't see Sherry's comments over on YouTube, Sherry cannot have pork. It's a medical, not a religious, so I've been working with her trying to make her recipes that are chicken, turkey, and beef alternatives to the pork. Given the state of things currently, like kosher and I don't know what the Arabic diet is called. I don't remember what it's called. But that diet where they don't eat pork as well. Those kind of things have readily made other options and alternatives available. It's great. You can get beef bacon, you can get beef chorizo. I'm not sure if there's a poultry chorizo yet. I'm sure if you go someplace, they could probably make you one up, or you could just substitute out the pork for a ground turkey or chicken, and make your own chorizo. But yeah, there's turkey sausages, turkey bacons, plenty of alternatives. Some things are not quite as good, and that's the whole trick. Like, a turkey sausage is not as good as a pork sausage, and that's strictly because of the fat content you get with pork. But if you take your turkey, you season it, and you add in beef tallow to it, it will give it that mouthfeel and that great little hint that you were looking for that almost makes it taste just like a pork sausage. I taught y'all something else today. Sherry already knows. She has that recipe. Apparently today I wanted to cook healthy. But currently, if we were doing something else, the food is cooking itself. The balsamic glaze is done. Once the oven beeps, you give it a couple minutes to set, and then you plate up dinner. So it took about 20 minutes to prep everything. That's all of it. If you cook the rice, you're looking at about 30 minutes to prep. So 20 minutes for a meal. You just set it and forget it. Go do everything else you got to do, like help your kids' homework or whatever. You know, whatever you got to do on your weekday. That was the point of today's dish. It's the middle of the week. Life is still going. You can't stop and spend an hour and a half to make dinner. Instead of going out and getting some crap or pulling something out of the freezer, nothing personal, Logan. You can make this meal 20 minutes worth of labor, of prep. Throw it in the oven. Be on your way. Do everything else you have to do. When the oven beeps at you, you pull it out and you can start plating up your food. Well, 5 minutes. You know, you want it to rest a little. You don't want to bite into it right away. Might hurt. But then you have a nice, elegant dish. Something that everyone will appreciate, that you put all this hard work, and you can't see it, but I'm making air quotes because that's not fucking hard work. Now, if it's not enough, not enough food, you could saute the mushrooms and cook down your cabbage or your spinach and then mix it into the rice. Now you will have to add a little fat to that so it doesn't dry out when you put it in the squash to bake it. A little more than just that teaspoon of heavy cream that I put. But then you could serve this along the side. If you wanted your sausage cooked, you could also cook the sausage in a pan, mix that into there with some of the fat so you wouldn't have to add any other, and you could put this on the side with the squash. This in itself, with the sausage in it, would be a meal. You're just putting it in the squash to add that extra level to give that bit of elegance, I guess. It's almost done. 10 minutes. Let's get a fork and check it. Make sure we don't overcook our food. Let's see. Nope, we're good. We're gonna give them that 10 minutes. I freaking reset my oven because I opened the door. I don't understand that. You open the oven door and the timer resets. Does anybody else's oven do that, or is it just mine? I mean, it's on crack, maybe. It's possible. My oven is on crack. I live in a very old white people neighborhood. You would think that my oven would be on cocaine. You know, they have money here. I don't, but the people around me do. I don't know how that works. I don't have any money because I live here. So any recipe requests for Friday? Because I don't know what to cook as a Friday meal. You know, your week's done and you just don't want to deal with it anymore, so you make something quick and simple. Quicker and simpler than this. And I don't mean from the freezer. With specify. Nothing frozen. Well, nothing pre-made in the frozen. Maybe I will just use the remainder of this stuffing and shove it in some pork chops. How does that sound? Stuffed pork chops. That does sound pretty good. I think that's what we do. I have to add some more seasoning to the rice. And we can just sear the pork chops in the cast iron and then throw them in the oven. Huh. Look, see, I already figured it out. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay, I gotta put these away. The balsamic isn't gonna go bad. Like I said, it's sit out in the cabinet. It sits in the cabinet anyway, but the pomegranate juice is juice, so it does need to be put away. Oh, I cannot wait for the paperwork to be done on the house and I can expand my kitchen. I need more storage space. I have a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Yeah, a stupid amount of shit. Yeah. Tick tock, tick tock. So what's everybody doing tonight? Because I'm gonna be here for at least the next 10 minutes. Well, that's good. Shari, what you doing?
I can see you, Sherry.
Oh, here's one for you if y'all haven't seen the video. Yes. My new hoodie, my new design has arrived. Yeah, there we go, sorta. The color is horrible on that camera. That is actually a light blue and a vivid pink. So, but yeah. Smoked meat, not meth. This is only pans and it's established 2019 because that's when I started posting pictures of food on the internet. And with fall just around the corner, the hoodies and the long sleeves are back on my merch store. The link's in the bio. And if I'm not mistaken, I can't look it up there. Let's go over here. I'm pretty sure that Teespring, which is where my merch store is through, has a sale coming up tomorrow. I'm looking for the email right now because they sent me an email. Let's see. There we go. Yes. 10% off using code SUNSET from September 2nd at 12 a.m. till September 7th at 11:59 p.m. So that's code SUNSET. One word. And give you 10% off everything on Teespring. Not just my store, everybody's store. So if there's anybody's merchandise you've been wanting to get and you just been waiting on a sale to get it, that sale starts tomorrow. Well, tonight in 4 hours and 5 minutes my time. Oh, 'tis almost done. Let's see what it has. Gotta turn on this light so I can see. It has gotten dark here, though you cannot tell, but yes, we are almost done. Yes, I know, you frickin' oven. Every time I open you. Squash is starting to get fork tender. Well, it's almost completely fork tender. The sale goes from here. I'll type it out. 12 a.m. the 2nd to 11:59 p.m. on the 7th. There you go, Sherry. So from tonight at midnight till Wednesday next week, I believe. Tuesday. So it's basically a Labor Day sale. I don't know why they're calling it Endless Summer. This Labor Day is technically the end of summer. I'm gonna get this back up here, out of the way. The filling. Now this is just going to get wrapped, plastic wrapped, set in the fridge. Are you trying to flex on me, Sherry? Huh? Huh? Don't make me come down there. No, never mind. You want me to come down there. You want me to cook. If I come all the way down there, I'm vacationing. I will not pick up a knife and cook anything. But I will come down and yell at your kids. I can't help it. I mean, when the oven beeps. I might have added a minute. I don't know. Yell at your children so you don't have to? You just want me to yell at them so you can laugh at them, huh? Damn. Oh, see, no. I can't. If I'm on vacation, I'm not cooking. I'll make Sam come over and cook my way. I'm going to take all the measuring cups and measuring spoons away from her. She's going to have to do it all by eyeball. Ooh, look at that. Beep, beep, beep. In a few moments, it's almost done. Let me spin this around. I can talk to you over here off cam. Yes, it's almost finished. The timer is counting down the last 60 seconds. I can smell it radiating throughout the house. The hints of chorizo and smoked paprika fragrantly lofting around. Did I just make you drool a little? Quick, get a napkin. It's not only pans because I only use pans to cook. It's only pans because it's food porn. And it's cheaper than OnlyFans. There we go. The oven has beeped. And they are done. Let me spin the mic back around here so you can hear me over there. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes. So now we're going to let them sit. Just relax for a couple minutes. We don't want to pop into these right now. They're going to be screaming hot. Grab some tongs and a knife. The tongs to pull them off and serve them, a knife to cut up because, you know, chef privilege in this house. The thing that it's only pans because, yeah. You can't have it. It's got pork. You got to make it without pork, and then you can have some. Now, like I said, if you cook the mushrooms and cook down the spinach and mix it with the rice, you can put that on the plate with it to make it more filling, to give it more volume. If you wanted vegetarian, you could leave out the sausage. If you wanted vegan, I don't know what to tell you, because I don't do that. But vegetarian, leave out the sausage. And on the bottom there, you could actually substitute like some TVP. Season it up really nice. And put some TVP type chorizo kind of thing down there. What else? I mean, you could just use some firm tofu, pack it in there, and put something on the bottom to catch it. There are many and many options. This was just the one that I chose to do. And I was saying about it being fork tender. So, I go here and see how the fork just slides in with minimal pressure. That means the squash is cooked. Now, so I don't pick up my damn squash. There we go. It's not mushy, but it is cooked through. And because we left the skin on, which I said is completely edible on this particular squash, this variety, it held itself together. So even if you did overcook it, it would start to flatten down, but it wouldn't explode out. It would just kind of round out on the edges here and kind of look like a really ugly vegan donut. Yeah. Or a giant piece of crappy sushi. I'm trying to think of other ways to, word this. Alright, so take one of these, and you see here, kind of see. Let me turn this so you can see the stem. There we go. The stem there, that is actually the spinach leaf that is stuck to the bottom that held everything in. And you can see the fat there. And we'll take this one and put these both here. There we go. This here. We have our plate. take this stem off because you don't want to leave those crunchy little bits there. It's unsightly. And then our balsamic glaze, which is completely cooled now. And we're just going to take a little bit of that. I'm going to just start drizzling. This adds a little bit of acid, and it adds that nice little look. So when you sit it down, there you go. Let me get my camera right quick so we can take a picture of this, because that's damn sexy. So we can do this one. There. Go here. Oh. You know, I need to quit doing that. Yep. There's that. And there's that. Why am I got booted out of my own life. Okay. And then we go here. And we're just gonna, you see the knife just kind of slides right in there. And we go here. And you can see that our sausage cooked up. Nice and juicy. Right there. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's not exactly. There we go. Say it was easy to eat. I just said it looks sexy as shit. Get some of that balsamic. We got sausage. We got rice, spinach, mushroom. Oh. We're gonna wait a minute. It's still fucking hot. It's still damn hot. I don't want to burn my mouth. Yeah, see, it keeps booting me out of my YouTube live for some reason. I don't understand. Oh, that's why. Maybe. There we go. Yep. The squash is super subtle. There's enough rice or enough salt in the rice that it seasoned it. As I say, season your rice well. The spinach and the mushroom is just cooked. It's not overcooked. It still has some texture. Spinach just started to cook down, so you can still see that green there. Chorizo, as I did mix it 50-50, it has just enough bite that it doesn't overpower but you know it's there. And that balsamic glaze adds just enough acid with that little drizzle on the plate to cut through all the richness. Mm-hmm. Mm. A little mouthgasm here. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to sit down and eat the rest of my beautiful meal. This should be up on YouTube and Twitch. I believe it's set up to record. It should post. If it doesn't, I have it recorded on the computer, and I will go back through it again. As always, smoke meat, not meth. Have a great fucking day, and don't forget to check out the merch link in the bio.